this is another video series. We finished one last week over short-range footwork and methods and ideas around that type of striking and kicking to either just to maintain myself, my distance, or to move inside and get an attachment to execute my throws with my follow-ons. And so this series, there's going to be maybe a half a dozen videos. We're going to utilize a set of throws that are the same throws for all of these. And there's like 13 throws, and we'll probably do them all. But these are pretty common throws that are pretty popular throughout Shuai Chiao. But what these videos are over are not so much about the throw itself, but about different ways to be able to use the throw, right? So we've got 6 videos here, maybe more, or maybe merge some of these together. I don't really know at this point. I don't do anything like with a script. Everything is just off the cuff. So the first video is no jacket. And the fundamental idea of this video that we're going to do today is this one, no jacket. And it's going to be about getting body grips and controls to be able to execute my throw. There will be another video with the jacket and showing the grips that you would utilize on the jacket or the belt. And in that video also, we will look at tearing and spinning. Now, we may end up doing tearing and spinning as the secondary video, just depending on the length of that, because it's going to take a while to go through these with the jacket or without. Another video will be over kicks and strikes to get an attachment to execute the throw. And again, that one won't be with the jacket. And then we'll have throws with pins and ground controls. Now, not necessarily grappling on the ground, that's not what I'm getting at, but being able to execute the throw and be able to pin or to do an action where I can control the person on the ground. And then we'll have a video of throws with combinations with and without a jacket. And that could end up being 2 sets of videos, but hopefully we can squeeze it all together and do 2 or 3 videos that will cover it. But that'll be, okay, this is this throw, this is without the control of the jacket and with it, so you kind of see the 2 things combined together in one video. Another video, which will make 6, throws with gloves. What do I mean by that? So a lot of the guys that do Shuai Chiao, we also do Sanda. And Sanda uses boxing gloves. It'd be great if you use finger gloves, but it uses boxing gloves. That's why Sancho is more preferable in my mind. The boxing gloves are great, but it just really limits a lot of things that Chinese martial artists can participate in, because there is, again, striking and grappling, and you eliminate a big portion of that by having a boxing glove. But we're going to be able to try to take all of these throws, this other 12 or 13 throws again, and we're going to look at how to get those attachments and the controls well enough that we can actually execute the throws and put the person on the ground with the boxing gloves. So anyway, again, this isn't just another set of videos about these throws, but about methods in which to be able to get the throw off. So anyway, I just wanted to explain that, and so that if you watch those videos, it'll make sense, and maybe some of these other concepts or methods are more interesting to you. And so we're going to try to make one of these videos probably every, I don't know, 3 to 5 days until we can get them all done. So we'll finish them before the, probably by the end of the month, right? This is the 15th or 16th, right? Okay, so our first throw is cut or chopping. And again, we're not working on kicks and punches today, but controls. And again, without a jacket, I want to be able to initially get my attachment, and I'm going to maintain control of his elbow if I can. And my other hand is going to come up to his chest or his side as I execute the throw, right? Do it on the other side. I catch and I do my throw. It does it to me. Again. Now look, this is to the outside, right? So doing it this way, We can also do it to the inside. Seize the arm, and instead of stepping in to get to the flank, I'm going to grab and step into the flank side, but I put the arm on the other side. Then I'll execute my throw. All right, I do it this side like this from behind. Right, if I get this attachment, I go here and I execute. If I want, I will go to its inside. But as I switch, I put it on this side over here, and I'm trying to use my arm against my torso like a hand grabbing onto his wrist. My hand will stay up here, and then again I can execute. Listen to me. Yeah, inside, does it outside. Again, inside and outside. There's a bunch of other, not a bunch of other ones. These are two pretty common, and again, I got the attachment to this bridge. There's other things you can do the same movement by trying to push it to his back and controlling like this. There's all kind of like variations on the theme, right? But I'm just going to show you the most common ones and probably the ones that I feel probably the most effective to be able to get an attachment by using my hands on his bridges or his torso instead of a jacket, okay? So if we do them over here, right up here, I got this, and I do my throw. That's me. Same thing, inside, you got the arm here, right? And hand's gonna come here, you can use it here, you can use this, all of that. So I've got this control. Does it to me. Switch sides. Again, I'm gonna come like this and think like this. I mean, if you're just trying to grapple with a guy, you don't have to worry about getting punched in the face, but I always try to practice it as if somebody's going to punch me in the face. Because sometimes even wrestling, this guy could push his hand up real fast or something and, palms open and like hit you in the eye or poke you in the eye, unintentionally or intentionally. So I'm going to turn my head here, right? And again, I just grip. Here, I switch it to the outside. I come here and I'm going to do my. Who does it to me? He comes inside. Okay. Then we got forward kick, right? So we're forward kicking. I'm going to go for his wrist and his shoulder. Again, I could do this with a jacket, where my hand is and all of that could be the same or it could be somewhat slightly different. But right now, I'm going to have his wrist and I'm going to do what I can to get up here to the shoulder. And when I do it, I can, right away, you can pull back, right? Pull on his shoulder. You can come across the face. Or you can encourage him, right? What I mean by that is I'm going to force into his arm, and as I do, and most people are going to resist back, and as he does, I'm going to scoop the leg up, right? So from here, 1, 2, I've got my control, and then look, if you look at like this, don't do your arm like this if you can keep from it, right? 1, it's too far away, and 2, it's hard for me to attach to my core and my legs. So I try to come here, right? So control it. I'm thinking push my elbow to the ground. Right? Push the elbow to the ground. He does it to me. He gets the wrist. He goes for the shoulder. And he scoops it up. And again, it seems hard to keep it seems hard to keep it completely flat against the person, and it is. But when you do it in the beginning, you start to push down, and as you push down, it's okay if the elbow pulls out some. See, it's like bending. But don't do it from up here before he's even bent at all. You get me? Like, so if you start pushing your elbow out, you're not going to be attached to your waist or your core anymore.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so if like I'm doing this to the guy, I don't want to be like this up here, but look, as I start to bend in, it's okay for it to come out, right? But I want this type of a grip. Hook into like this, and I've got the wrist. Now you can do it this way too. Just grabbing, and you got a jacket, right? Well, I don't need the jacket, but look, I can do the same thing. I can get his skin, and just like he's got a jacket, right? And this is very painful. And throughout these pieces, when you don't have a jacket, I made a fatal mistake of asking my teacher, 30 years ago, well, what if he doesn't have a jacket? And then so he commenced to show me spinning with skin controls like this, and it hurts. So yes, this is doable, and you can do it this way with a single hand, just like when you have a jacket, you can do a single hand. But it appears a little more kinder, right? So, here. So I've got his wrist, I go for the shoulder, and I scoop the leg. Again, we're not worried about pins and things like that in this video. When we get to that video, we'll look at all the pins and controls that we can use for these throws. One second. Again, so look, if you're concerned about the throw, we have a bunch of videos that we made last year over single throws, and over combination throws in general. And all of these throws are in there. Okay, so that's why I'm not really putting a lot of effort. But remember, when you're doing this, don't turn it into a straight leg kick. You can, but it's more of a scooping action. Scoop. All right, the next one, outer leg hooking. Again, just like with the cut that we did earlier, we're going to go try to get this arm, and we're going to go to the outside. So from here, I can get this, and I'm going to push it or pull the arm across and hook here. This offhand, again, with a jacket different, but from here, use your hand like this at a diagonal. Just like if you know your forms, you do diagonal striking, and it's this kind of less elongation, and the hand is really going across at a diagonal, right? So when I get this, basically that's what I'm doing, just push into his head.
Because you're crossing them, right? You're trying to
crisscrossing it up. Now, you can do it this way and keep the hand on this side. I prefer this because it just gives me a little bit more security and control, and I can attach here as well. This way, it's a little less of a grip control over the person, but they both work well. And if you drill these are great for self-defense or for no jacket wrestling.
and the other way was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Like this. Mm-hmm. So it's things like this. I get this, and I'm going to push toward him. If he resists, that's cool. It even helps him because it stabilizes me more, right? So as I got this, and I'm going to go for my hook, I start pushing in on this. If he pushes back against me, I use it like a spring, right? As I can engage it, I'm going to pop. So you're pushing in here, hand comes here, and you're hooking with that rear leg. Yeah, like that. So here, I switch and hook. Use it to me. Yeah. I get it, I move it. The opposite side again, right? I'm here, and just think I'm gonna get this control, but I'm gonna force in, and I'm gonna try to hook the head, right? I'm not so much pushing as I'm hooking. It's like I'm almost using a wheeling aspect, and I hook the leg. Pushes in, he goes to hook, and then he hooks the leg. Now, neither, if you're wondering, neither one of us are putting any real resistance into this. You want to pressure test it, whatever people like to use that term. Try it, because it's like this. The core people that do Shuai Chiao, most of them don't know a lot of combinations. And when a person goes to resist, instead of trying to resist back, you want to be able to dissolve, redirect, or turn it into another throw. That is, that's the skill level that you're trying to articulate. And the more that you can learn this baseline of throws, and then you start working those combinations, you'll get so much better. And so, internet hook. So we're going to come from here, right? We have a loose tie up, and I'm either going to use biting or rubbing to get this leg out of my way. I'm going to go one and then hook. And look, I've got his elbow again, and I've got his head. You see, it's very common. This is just the same fundamental grip actions, but practice these without the jacket. If you become too dependent on the jacket, what are you doing it for, right? Are you doing it because you want to be a competitor? Or are you doing it because you want to be able to utilize it to defend yourself? If it's one or the other, right, that's, well, maybe I don't wear the jacket at all, and over here I only wear the jacket, but I feel it's much better to be able to be more diverse, right? Remember, you don't need to practice with a jacket all year long. If you're going to competitions 2 or 3 times a year or something like that, then wear the jacket a couple of weeks before and train with the jacket then. Then the rest of the time, you're more free to be able to, it's the summer and I don't know, you're at the lake or something, you get on some swimming trunks and nothing else, and somebody gets in a fight with you. Are you going to be so disconnected from the actual throw that you can't execute the throw because you don't have this fabric to grab hold of? That's what I'm getting at. It's so important to be able to do the throw without the jacket, and at the same time, the usefulness of the jacket, the tearing and the spinning and the jacket itself and the grips is great for self-defense too, but I don't need to use it every time to develop that. So anyway, we've got this loose tie up, and again, look, I'm using my upper arm and my torso like an extra hand. I've got his hand here, and this hand is going to come up here, and it's like I'm using this hand to hook. And look, I can use my elbow too. If you watch the videos that we did, the video we did last week over downward pulling and wheeling with combinations, it'll make this make more sense. But so we got in here, and look, this is not a video. Well, how did you get that, right? Well, wait till we get to the kicks and strike video, right? Kicks and strikes, and I get this, and I come in here, and maybe I knee him or something, and all of that, right? Right now, I'm just looking at the grip. So I'm here, and again, I'm either going to rub, and he pulls the leg out, and I hook, or I'm going to use biting. I'm going to T-bone him in the leg, and then hook. Either way works, right? It does it to me. That is loose grip. He kicks the leg back, and he scoots. And when you do this, face face forward, and depending on the person's height, you can either go to diagonal or straight back, okay? It's depending, again, it's like this guy, say he's 6 inches taller than me and he's got 4 inches more of a distance on his arm. It would be stupid for me to try to punch him straight ahead, right? He's taller and he's got longer a length on me. It's better for me to go across his bridge to be able to attack him, right? So the same thing applies with throws. For certain throws, just like that throw cutting that we did, if he's 6'4" or 5, I'm not going to try to go this way with it. I would go this way. I do slant cut. I do slant cut because of his height or his build. No different with this one, right? I'm going to either go straight back if he's equal in height or maybe a little shorter, or he's, I just feel like I can blow him over. Or I'm going to go to diagonal. So I'm going to go with a diagonal with Jonathan, right? So I've got my loose tie up. I kick his leg out and I hook. And from here, I would just push toward that angle. So I get my grip. And a lot of these grips, you can train those, again, pressure testing. See if you can pull free from the guy, or if the guy can stay with you, or if you can control the grips, right? He starts trying to pull away from me. Can I stick with him with these kind of movements? And again, the more you squeeze into these things, the easier it is going to be for him to escape. If I'm able to use my energy like an ebb and a flow, it's easier. So when he goes to yank or pull, let's see, and look, I'm relaxed right now. He wants to try to get free from me. Let's see. It's the same thing with when we work with the jackets. You will see tearing is not about holding really hard and long, but it's about being able to use grip strength and relax as he tries to execute something. If I do it like that, I can save my energy, I don't get my hands fatigued, and I'm able to resist the action longer, or actually neutralize it is the better word to use. So here we go. So here, and look, so I kick the leg out, boom, a hook, and a dump. And then we're here, and again, either rub or biting, so I'm gonna knock it out of my way, and a hook. Get you. He's guided grip, he's here, he knocks it out of the way, and he hooks. And don't do it like that, but you can. In other words, like what he just did to me is he turned around. Right, so look, if he was like this and I pull him and I turn him again, I can do it like that. We're just trying to keep it simple today, right? We're not doing footwork moves. So that's the kind of stuff when we start doing spinning with the jacket, you will see those movements come to life. We're just doing this, we're focused here on the grip. I got my grip, let's go for this. As I rub or bite, he's going to move to, his feet are either going to come this way or this one's going to go back. Either way is fine. So as I do the move, boom, and then hook. Up. Right, so he goes to do the bite, and then look, all he's going to do is push straight back. So I rub, then hook. The next one is knee seizing. With knee seizing, I would use the jacket to destabilize him. Okay? But with knee seizing, there's so many variations. I can go outside, I can go to the inside, all of these different variations on theme. What we're going to look at today is we're going to use this arm and we're going to tug him.